All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. I hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I see a new video from Eric Smith Sports Training. I click on the video, and here we are. This one kind of caught me off guard with the title. The title is The Real Reason LeBron James is taking... Wait. The real reason LeBron James taking steroids is bad for sports. And I think this is interesting. Honestly, it's funny. I had some friends over a couple of nights ago, and we were talking about like the ramifications of LeBron being exposed for steroids, because even they heard about it, and they're not in the YouTube game or anything, but even they were hearing about the allegations being made against LeBron when it comes to the steroid use. And we were just discussing it, like what the ramifications would mean, like what a blow that would be, not only to basketball, but to professional sports. You know, somebody who's been admired for years and years and years and propped up as, you know, one of the greatest of all time. And like what he's doing is incredible, just to find out at the end, he was cheating all along, you know? So it's going to be a wild ripple effect that's going to happen. And it's an interesting thing. Like when I was talking to them, I was like, guys, it's not just going to be him. You know, like if they're going to do this, they're going to wait until he retires, run an investigation, and there's probably going to be a handful of players that get thrown in, but the big name is going to be LeBron, you know, and we're going to have to figure out what to do moving forward. Anyways, you guys, I want to see what Eric has to say about this. So I'm going to link the original video down below for you guys, like I always do. And you'll also see a list of channel members. Guys, I want to shout out a couple of new channel members here. Jan92, I can't remember. Oh, that's a rejoin. Pedro Rosado, welcome in. Albert Smith III, and then MyExWife. Oh, that's a rejoin. Okay, welcome back, my friend. I think I got everybody, guys. If I missed anybody, please let me know. I'll gladly give you guys a shout out. And yeah, you'll see all the new members in the description as well, guys. I highly recommend this YouTube channel. Like, I really, really highly recommend it. So if you guys are a fan of what you're about to watch here, head over there. The link is down below in the description. Guys, like the video. I'd appreciate it. Let's see what this is all about.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Many of you guys have seen this week Jeff Teague's comments about LeBron and him speaking with near certainty that he was on steroids.
Which Bron was better?
Miami Heat Bron.
Miami Heat Bron.
Miami Heat.
I'm going this Cavs Bron, because this Cavs Bron had a 3.
Man, y'all crazy.
That might be the best Bron we ever seen. I ain't gonna lie.
He was on steroids, bro. He had to sit out. He was on steroids for real.
Now, I give you
like legit was on steroids, bro. Allegedly, but like he had to sit out. But y'all remember when they told him like
there goes the Clutch Sports allegations?
Y'all remember that though? No. When they was like he got everybody, they started testing for HGH.
They don't want to say anything. I normally don't watch the clip. I've heard this clip a dozen times. But looking at the other guys on the panel, they're like, oh, man, I don't want to. I'm not saying it. He can say it. I'm not saying it. They know. The one person called it out. You ready for the Clutch Sports allegations? Like, they know what's coming. And it happened.
Was like, yo. And he had to sit out. Like, he said his back was hurt, and he sat out for like 3 weeks, and he came back skinny. This is just, I was in the league. I remember. And he came back in. He was crazy, though, bro.
That might have been a
After they lost that championship, bro, Bron came back different, bro.
Then days later, coming out and saying he was joking.
Listen, bro, it was a joke, bro. Y'all take everything out of context.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a joke. In fact, you were annoyed at your buddies because they weren't joining in with you. You were there all alone saying this. Like, it was definitely not a joke.
We're literally giving LeBron praise of how dominant he was. People like, how did you know he was on steroids? I didn't know. I don't know. I don't care. Because if he was and I knew, I would have told him.
Hold up. He didn't know?
They lost that championship, bro. Bron came back different, bro.
Then days later.
Wait.
I remember. His back hurt, and he sat out for like 3 weeks, and he came back skinny. This is just, I was in the league. I remember.
I was in the league. I remember.
And he came back in.
Listen, bro, it was a joke, bro. Y'all take everything out of context. We were literally giving LeBron praise of how dominant he was. People like, how did you know he was on steroids? I didn't know. I don't know. I don't care. Because if he was and I knew, I would have told him me something.
So he didn't know. Wait, so he did know he was in the league. and now he doesn't know. I mean, come on. It's not like I'm not trying to give him too hard of a time, because I mean it's got to not be fun to get those threats, you know. So within like 24 hours of this coming out, like he's getting all kinds of threats from Clutch Sports, and he's got to like go, how do I play this crap off? But it's obviously a lie. Like, it's obviously a lie that he was joking.
Well, I wish I had the recipe. Like, if you got some, bro, tap in.
Send the remix.
I'm ready to make a comeback.
I mean, there's been a long documented history of Rich Paul, LeBron's childhood friend and agent, going around silencing people, but that's a different video topic. I'm here to discuss a different and, in my opinion, more important reason why LeBron James' potential steroid use is bad for sports. But first, let's acknowledge a few details. Now, the circumstantial evidence that LeBron has taken steroids is somewhat extensive. Now again, to me, the strongest evidence that LeBron has taken specifically HGH throughout his career is the lack of injury, durability, and ridiculously fast recovery.
Agreed.
The injury I was dealing with, I tore a tendon in my foot.
And that's normally longer than a 4-week recovery process.
It is.
When did you get a sense of you would have a plan to get you back faster than what the normal kind of routine is on that?
When the doctors told me I was healing faster than anybody I've seen before with the injury.
More so than the evidence from Miami.
LeBron James has taken very few games off this season, not like last season, 2 seasons ago, when he mysteriously in the offseason lost like 30 pounds of muscle mass and didn't look the same and didn't play the same. Paleo diet, and then came back brolic. And
LeBron James' wife and 2 associates named in federal PED investigation story that just recently came out, and it's got a lot of people saying, is LeBron doing GH, his young growth hormone? Is this the Lance Armstrong story that's about to come out, and they're going to strip him of all these different accolades that he has? So let's read it. LeBron James' close associate Ernest Mims, business manager, and David Alexander, trainer, have been named an unredacted federal document related to the biogenesis.
This article states,
Jesus.
Former employee of Anthony Bosch's biogenesis clinic claims a Mr. Paul picked up items from the clinic on a monthly basis, and when he paid, the initials LJ were used in the bookkeeping log. LeBron's best friend...
Oh man, it takes me back to that Jimmy High Roller video that he deleted back in the day.
Agent's name is Rich Paul. The clinic employee added later that this Mr. Paul came every month, once a month, taking products for LJ. She also pointed out that some of her coworkers were 100% sure that LeBron James was a client of the Institute and was the LJ in question.
I mean, this is as suspect as anything could ever be. There's an LJ in the books. Rich Paul, y'all know Rich Paul is the one picking up the product for LJ. I don't know. This happened multiple times.
Or this story from when he was with the Heat. In the past 15 years, stories about LeBron James' body have become a bit legendary with teammates, seeing him turn his ankle nearly 90 degrees only to tighten his shoelaces and finish with the triple-double. Watching him show up 4 hours before a playoff game to get in a sweat-soaked workout, then play more than 40 minutes and score 40 points. And the topper, the time James gained 7 pounds during Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, what is that all about? I know he's going to cover it. I keep hearing about this one, and this one, I'm so confused. He gained 7 pounds during a basketball game? Like, you should be sweating off pounds.
Some Miami Heat teammates saw the scale and attest to it in amazement. James himself just shrugs and called it weird as hell. The truly wild part is that it was from 271 pounds to 278 pounds, though James is much lighter these days. Now, to get into the science briefly,
do it.
Yes, the NBA tests for HGH and just straight up anabolic steroids, and both are banned in the NBA. But I want to clear something up. If any of you think...
What about that new juice, that Balco?
LeBron has been taking any sort of muscle-building anabolic steroid while he was in the NBA because he just looks extremely jacked. No, I don't think he has ever done anabolic steroids. Those help with muscle building and are dangerous to the body and can significantly alter your body in ways that can be harmful short-term and long-term and are easier to test for. Someone getting elite medical advice like LeBron would never be advised to take something like this. It's much more likely to be taken in a different sport. Admitted MMA steroid user Chael Sonnen matter-of-factly stated that LeBron uses the same quote-unquote guy as him, and stated that he believes LeBron used a quote-unquote cocktail of EPO, growth hormone, and testosterone.
If the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player and you're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one, we have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big three. And the big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth
More
quarter
red blood
just like
cells,
you
more
shot in the
oxygen
fourth
in your
minute.
red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers.
Now, to me, this is a little bit more likely.
Interesting. With Tiger back in the day, the first time I ever heard HGH was because of Tiger. And it was after an injury. I can't remember. It was when he was still really dominant, though. And that's when, like, the question came in to society of, like, is this acceptable? Is this cheating? Is this a steroid? Because human growth hormone, different than just a performance enhancer. But now it looks like it's just one of three that it's in this massive, whatever, PED freaking cocktail that they're calling it now.
Because those, especially EPO, which is essentially blood doping, can give you significantly more stamina. But I think that's
performance enhancers.
Now, to me, this is a little bit more likely because those, especially EPO, which is essentially blood doping, can give you significantly more stamina. But I think that's most likely that LeBron is taking anything, it would be peptides and HGH. For those that don't know, peptides essentially have the same effect in it that steroids do, which is increasing testosterone in the body. The big difference, though, is that peptides do it naturally by stimulating your body to produce more, whereas steroids do it unnaturally and, while being more effective, are often much more dangerous. HGH essentially makes for ridiculous recovery times from injuries and even quick stamina recovery in-game. Now, again, while the circumstantial evidence is strong...
Okay, so that makes sense, too. I just never thought about it so much that way. But HGH, yes, you can recover from your injury very fast. But then, technically, when you're, like, overstressing your muscles and your joints and whatever, during a game, for instance, you need recovery normally. But then you wouldn't need that recovery if the HGH is recovering, while you're still active and playing during the game. So stamina would be off the charts at that point, huh? Interesting.
LeBron has never tested positive, and if you're wondering how that's possible, Lance Armstrong and Barry Bonds never tested positive. There are many ways to get around it, but still, we must acknowledge that despite LeBron being the only player in the history of any major sport, other than perhaps Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, to play at an all-star level into their 22nd season, he could be the first genetically capable of it without HGH. He clearly is in the top 0.00001% genetically already, so it's possible. But now to the point of this video, and it's primarily to the young athletes out there, or if you're a parent raising a young athlete and you have the chance to educate them. The blanket term steroids is not dangerous in and of itself. Many steroids are necessary and helpful for our common health goals, from healing devastating injuries to fighting disease to many other issues. Many of you may be even taking them for health under prescription.
The only time I ever had any kind of steroid was after I tore my my calf. And I don't even remember exactly what type it was. I only took it for the minimum amount of days until I could bear the pain. But it was prescribed to me, some kind of steroid, and then a painkiller, and then something else. But I'm not a pill guy. So yeah, for me, the second I can not take these type of things, the better. Outside of that, man, my experience is like protein. I never even did the creatine. I had a lot of friends who did. I had a couple of buddies who did some like straight up old school steroids. Anyways, it's just not my thing.
Athletes like LeBron, if he did take HGH, may get off with minimal long-term health effects. But there are two major problems. First, the vast majority of the population cannot afford the best quality steroids and cannot afford the elite medical experts to design and tailor the program, especially for them in a healthy and safe way. But two, and my major concern with this video is this.
Wait. End of 2013. Okay. Skinny, bigger, skinny again. Huh.
This topic.
When you have a guy that's on that, I am speaking to the power of the medicine. The Rock has always been very nice to me. I don't like to come out of despair.
Right. End of the season, so he should be skinny. I mean, he should be like ripped at this point. August, so it's before the NBA, the next NBA season. So gaining a couple of pounds makes sense. But he also gained muscle. That's the concern. And then 1 year later in the offseason, he's so skinny, though, because that's August 2014. What the hell? All right, you just broke all my logic. All right, shoot.
The power of the medicine. The Rock has always been very nice to me. I don't like to come out and disparage The Rock. He's always been a very sweet guy. It bothers me that he won't tell people what he's doing, right? If you're going to put your picture out and you're going to put your look, don't talk about it's because, I eat pancakes on Sundays only and I do these things, because somebody's going to go and do that. I'm one of those guys. I grew up under Hulk Hogan. I'm also not mad at Hulk. He's also very sweet to me. But I did grow up under Hulk Hogan, and I did do all sorts of curls, and I did do all sorts of push-ups, and I did these all the time.
Rest in peace, Hulk.
Trying to look like him. And before you know it, this all the time business I'm speaking of was 15 years. 15 years of gym memberships and in the weight room. But he hadn't told me the rest of it. And I'm trying to go to the other side with it, the side that Schwarzenegger went to, the side that Sylvester Stallone went to, the side that Suzanne Summers went to, which is to go out, look great, feel great, and then tell people the truth about what you did.
Absolutely. It's one thing I always respected about Schwarzenegger is he's so open and honest about it. And he even, okay, first of all, he's so open and honest about it. He said back when he was competing as a bodybuilder, everybody did it. Like, they were, sharing it with each other. You know what I mean? So, yes, they did high-protein diets. If you guys ever seen Pumping Iron, you'll know what I mean. Like, raw meat, like raw beef, like whatever they had to do to get that extra protein in. But, yeah, they were all jacked up on steroids. That was the baseline. And now in bodybuilding, he actually has raised a lot of concerns about the current type of steroids that they're using, because he says it's just unnatural. He said whatever it is that they're taking, he knew it very well. And he's like, these guys can't do any cardio now. Like, they can barely breathe. Like, it's really unhealthy, whatever they're pumping themselves with now. And he also said, you could see it in the belly. It's an unnatural form now. These steroids are not like the old ones, but it's making people look jacked as ever. But anyways, this is just a sidestep. The whole point is, I respect the hell that he admitted it, and he was not even ashamed. He was just like, yeah, we all did it back then. It is what it is. Because it's not just one guy you can point the finger at and be like, you're cheating. It's like, nope, this is the baseline. Everybody was doing it.
Growing up, I had no idea what steroids were, how they worked. I just saw Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and thought they were so cool hitting long home runs. Yeah. Hulk Hogan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all these people clearly took steroids, and besides Sosa, have admitted it after they played. The problem is, young athletes are looking at these guys and thinking these things are attainable through hard work, hitting the weight room, and diet.
Yeah, the Rock kind of pisses me off a little bit, because I've seen those videos where he's like, oh, cheat day, and he's going to eat 5 pizzas and whatever. It's just a ridiculous day of just carb intake. But he's still going to pretend like he's not on steroids. I don't know, man. I don't know, The Rock. I don't know.
So many athletes have rued their bad luck after career-ending injuries when others seem to be so ridiculously durable. And LeBron is clearly making his GOAT case based primarily on the longevity of his career. Steroids are outlawed in most major sports because as a whole, they are too dangerous for society to administer without proper guidance. But just because some wealthy athletes have the guidance and funds to administer them expertly doesn't make it okay. It is in essence of artificially raising the bar of what's achievable, and that is the issue. Either we make steroids a universally accepted part of sport or not, but that's always been the beauty and essence of the supposed meritocracy that is sports, a level playing field. So if you're up and coming in a sport, and you think like Barry Bonds did, well, everyone else is taking steroids, I need to as well to level the playing field. Well, yes guys, many are, but the key point is not all. Please keep sports a level playing field and set a good example for those that come after you that working hard and having a strong mindset are still the gold standard. In the end, you may end up with a legendary reputation like Babe Ruth for being a once-in-a-generation talent, as opposed to Barry Bonds, who is a societal pariah. Doing the right thing pays. I hope you all remember that when our decision time comes. Much love, guys. Peace.
Damn, man. Another great video. Oh, shoot. I don't even know what to say. It's another one of those. Like, it's so complicated. Because if everybody's doing it, then it's hard to. I get it. If that's the level playing field, then I get it. And there is a slight possibility that, like, when they do run an investigation on this, like dozens of people, or like 40, 50 or something like that come out that were part of this scandal. And at that point, that might change the perspective of things a little bit. I also had a random thought that, like, you guys remember early on in LeBron's career, he wasn't so emotionally reactive and so easily angry. He was a lot more chill. His first like maybe 4 or 5 seasons, I'd say. And then once it comes into play where we think like he went to Miami and he started doing roids, he just became one. I mean, he went into his villain arc, but 2, still to this day, he is that funny, crybaby, reactive LeBron that we all know very well. Anything that doesn't go his way, he's just like jumping up and down and crying about it, and like sliding around on the court and doing all kinds of weird, embarrassing things, and like going right into refs' faces and yelling at them and stuff like that. Like we all think it sucks because we want him to get called for these technicals, but in reality, what's driving all this rage? Makes me wonder. Anyways, you guys, go check out Eric Smith's sports training. For the love of God, go check out his channel. It's I'm actually really enjoying this because we're getting to more regular content from this channel, and I've been really enjoying it. I was kind of worried in the beginning that, like, it might be one of those things, like Danger Productions, for instance, where we might get like a video every couple of years, but this is cool. This is like a regular channel now. Anyways, what do you guys think about it all? I have a belief now that, like, many people are going to come out of this investigation, and it's not just going to be LeBron, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when the time comes. I don't even think we're going to hear the NBA say a word about this until after he retires, and they're going to obviously run an investigation without us knowing about it, so we won't know what happens until after the investigation. Like Eric Smith said here, Barry Bonds didn't test positive. Neither did Lance Armstrong. They had to run investigations to figure out what was really going on. So that's what we have to wait for, you guys. In the meantime, Jeff Teague, he definitely knew what he was saying, but he definitely didn't. It seemed like he didn't realize he was on air. I mean, I know he did, but I don't think he was thinking it through. Like, I'm part of the media now. I have to be careful with what I say because I can get attacked. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's one of the many reasons why I chose not to show my face on this platform, is because I feel the ability to say what I want to say without having to risk too much attack from, the clutch media people, essentially, because it sounds silly, I know, but it's true. Just look at what happened to Jeff. They know who he is. They know how to contact him. They know where to find him in the real world, mind you. That's the scary part. They go find you in the real world, bully your ass until you say, oh yeah, guys, I was just joking. Like, I don't know why y'all took me seriously. That was obviously a joke. How would I know if he was taking steroids? And if he was, I want some of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever want that to be part of my life. I just started doing this for fun, and I want to kind of keep it that way. So yeah, I don't want to invite that into my world. And you know, I know usually when I tell people the reason why, they think it's like, are you paranoid? But there's so many of these situations, you guys, that we can point out to that they literally come after you in the real world. Anyways, you guys, with that, I am out of here. Shout out to members. Shout out to Eric Smith for a great video. If you're watching this reaction, I salute you, sir. Keep up the great work. Keep up the honesty. I love it. And I'll keep trying to drive some traffic your way, my friend. Anyways, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and most importantly is the be water, my friends. Peace out.